Social service agencies, or SSAs, can tap a new $7.5 million fund to improve expected outcomes of their programs and refine services. The National Council of Social Service, or NCSS, says that this will attract sustained funding as sponsors can better track the progress of the programs. The fund was announced at the NCSS Social Service Summit. Chloe Teo reports.
A dynamic, forward-looking and future-ready sector. That was the message from Social and Family Development Minister Massaugah Zulkifli at the annual Social Service Summit. To drive that vision, a new $7.5 million fund will enable agencies to refine their programs and impact measurements.
With enhanced evaluation capabilities, SSAs will be better equipped to assess the effectiveness of their initiatives, refine their services, and deliver stronger support for their clients. They will also be in a better position to attract sustained funding from donors, which ensures that their impactful programs continue to thrive.
Agencies under NCSS are eligible. They must propose improvements to one of their non-government funded programs. If successful, they will receive a one-time grant of $30,000. Agencies can also tap on a sector evaluation framework that provides a common language for both agencies and donors to track progress and measure impact.
The use of common metrics is very, very important for program evaluation because that's where we can actually see whether there is improvement or areas that are already an affirmation of what they're doing. So it's a really good way of evaluating whether all that we're investing in is really worth it. And going forward, it's an area that we want to expand to non-funded programs.
The fund is more than just the funding. It also enables a shift towards a culture of accountability, learning, as well as effectiveness. Ultimately, this will lead to better outcomes for those that we serve.
This is the first edition of the summit attended by foreign delegates from 11 countries.
Around 34 million Sing dollars have been invested into technology capabilities within the sector since 2022. These aim to help alleviate manpower challenges amid a shortage of social workers and improve operational efficiency. Chloe Teo speaks to two agencies about their digitalization journeys.
This superhuman suit is taking patient care a step forward. It helps guide movements and track progress of patients with muscular or neurological conditions to better support them and their therapists. And is one of many tech tools that social service agency AWA has incorporated into its daily operations.
We have to ensure that any technology we use is really directly benefiting the clients, and that's why bottom-up approach is very important. From the top down, it is actually giving them the resources, giving them the infrastructure, and ensuring that there is even governance for technology.
Another center uses an AI-powered app to file report notes, and that's helped to cut the time from 1 hour to just 30 minutes. The aim is to ease the load for caseworkers in what can be a demanding process.
More importantly, it's just that mental bandwidth. When they go into a session, they feel like they can be present to the client. It's like all their attention focusing on things that they want to do and they love to do, rather than thinking about the manual administrative work that they have to do at the back of their mind.
Looking ahead, the National Council of Social Service says it's exploring artificial intelligence tools that understand, model, and interact within social contexts. This to help alleviate the challenges in the social service sector and enhance care for the people they serve.
Social service professionals are being honoured for the first time as the nation celebrates their contributions with a new award. The inaugural Social Service Professional Awards ceremony was held today at Marina Bay Sands, with its top accolade conferred by President Tharman Shanmugaratnam. A total of 13 people and 2 teams were recognized for their work in areas such as youth, psychology and counseling. The top prize recognized individuals who worked in the area for more than 15 years with significant contributions. These include shaping the first inclusive preschool, as well as developing peer support programs for organizations. For more on the $7.5 million fund and how it will support social service agencies, we speak to Shereen Fok. She's a partner at KPMG in Singapore with consulting experience in ESG, or environmental, social and governance. ESG is a framework to assess an organization's sustainability and societal impact. Shereen, what do corporate and private donors look out for when they want to give donations to a social service agency?
From a lot of the work that KPMG does with the social service sector, donors, both corporate and private donors, they typically look for four main things. First one would be the impact that their donations are going to create, transparency, thirdly, the alignment with values, and then lastly, a strong relationship with the agency. Increasingly, we see that there is a focus on impact. So what the donors really want to see are measurable outcomes like data-backed results or success stories that show how their support have made a difference.
Right, speaking of measurable outcomes, tell us why it matters when it comes to improving these.
Measurable outcomes actually creates transparency and trust, right? And it relates a lot to strengthening accountability that the social service agencies can have. It is important for these social agencies to actually set clear expectations and ensure transparency in the way that they are conducting their programs, the way that they are developing their performance measures. But it also gives the donors a sense of continuous improvement. So if you have impact reports and impact measures, you are able to see a positive change over a longer term. You are then more confident that the dollar that you have put in terms of funding is really giving the worth it is supposed to do.
So speaking of transparency and accountability, what can charities and agencies do to strengthen accountability to their donors?
So many of these social service agencies have started to have closer engagement with the stakeholders. So for example, through publishing annual reports, speaking to different service users and their families to build trust, and then keeping the services aligned with what the community needs. They are also a lot better in terms of strengthening internal controls, which include financial audits, risk management frameworks that also support integrity. In addition, I think having these processes are not enough. So what the social service agencies have been doing is creating more regular supervision, case reviews, feedback loops, and all of these help to drive learning and the quality improvements across the board.
All right, Shereen, so finally, for donors, how can they track progress or a program that they are donating to?
So there are a few different ways. I think the most, the ones that I use the most frequently here in Singapore would really be around donor engagement. So like I mentioned, through the annual reports or even newsletters, personalized impact reports that keep the donors informed. Some can also track things like specific event participation, volunteer hours, so on and so forth, to give donors a fuller picture of their involvement, because these tools build transparency and strengthen donor trust. Now, as the social service sector becomes more sophisticated, I think we can see maybe the use of more donor management software, or even software that centralizes data and provides real-time updates, generates more customized reports, improve and manage donor relationships, track interactions, or even help them visualize the impact that they are creating.
All right, Shereen, thanks for this insight. Shereen Fok there from KPMG Singapore.